Hey, what's up guys, Anjasan here, bringing you a battle on Sakura Ridge, and my opponent is WOC Napoleon Bonaparte. And, I tried that variation again with the Yari Sams, but this time, since I used a loansword corps, I could afford to bring 6 cav units. I also have 2 Matchlock Warrior Monks, and then 2 Yari Ashigaru, pretty much to defend my backline and reinforce my loanswords, wherever they might need to be reinforced. So, my opponent, he played I don't know, I think I messed up his strategy, because he had heavy gunners and Matchlock Sams. He probably was not expecting this many cav on my front line. But as you can see, I have my my cav. I have 2 Grey Guard, 2 Naginata Warrior Monk cav, and 2 Katana cav. So that's 6 cav. And then grouped behind them, I have the 2 Yari Samurai and Rapid Advance. Then I have 5 loanswords, 2 upgraded Matchlock Warrior Monks, General dismounted, and here's the 2 Yari Ashigaru. And my opponent, he started this match with all of his cav hidden, but his front is just 3 Yari Ashigaru. And because I have those Yari Sam, I'll be able to cover a lot more ground and get on the top of this hill sooner. And if you look at his backlines, he has a heavy gunner, which has been highly upgraded, and a Matchlock Warrior Monk with 7 units of loanswords. Looking at their stats, they look about even with mine, except for I have 5, whereas he has 7. Yeah. Alright, so he starts to bring his cav out, and he also has these loanswords he was sending over here to capture the sword dojo, which I was trying to deny him. When I see his heavy gunners though, I decide, it's probably a bad idea to rush my cav this way, and I just want to deny them, and since he stopped right here, you can see he really doesn't have a good position for them to shoot from. So over here he brings a Yari cav and a fire cav. Could have swore he had some more cav units, but I can't really remember at this time. And I decided to maneuver my 2 Grey Guard units around the flank to hit these loanswords and deny them the opportunity to capture the sword dojo. As well, I'm maneuvering these Naginata Monk cav around quickly to avoid his matchlocks. You can see the actual cav engagement, and his cav is a little bit better than mine. All these guys are vanilla, except for my Grey Guard. And here you can see I bring that 1 Grey Guard unit in just to hit these loanswords. They'll do massive damage, and these guys are so far away they're already wavering. But he's quick to respond with his Yari Ashigaru to reinforce his cav. And here you can see my other unit of Grey Guard as well, with my Naginata Monk cav maneuvering behind him just to avoid those matchlocks. So I'm not doing too well in this cav battle now that he's reinforced with the Yari Ashigaru and he has these loanswords. They're kind of bolstering his cav unit's morale, but they aren't too huge of a threat. I just got to keep on pulling these guys back. But it gets a little bit tricky because I'm trying to maneuver the rest of my army and these Yari Sams as well. So I figured I'd throw these Yari Sams down here first, just to, block his units and take all of his matchlock fire. I mean, you guys know how deadly these heavy gunners are. And at least fighting here, he's going to be shooting his own units as well. And here you can see I'm maneuvering my Naginata Warrior Monk cav around just to start hitting these matchlocks. And here comes the rest of my army. Now you can see my positioning. I'm trying to, one, get my loanswords up here so I can get the downhill charge bonus, but also get my matchlocks in this good position that'll allow me to shoot over my troops' heads to minimize my friendly fire. And since I've actually pretty much won this cav battle, this cav unit left only has 12 out of 60. I'm not really too worried about it. I decided to go ahead and start maneuvering them around to do these hammer and anvils. And you can see my Naginata Monk cav, did a pretty good job of denying his heavy gunners the opportunity to attack. So here I actually get my matchlocks in position. They have a nice, spot to shoot from on this hill, and I go ahead and send my loanswords in. I have my rally. I'm about to jump down to the stand and fight, and these guys are just barely in my general radius, but at least they still are. So here come my loanswords. I'm also maneuvering up these Yari Ashigaru to reinforce my loansword line. And here, you know, I see this engagement, and he's got his general up, but I go ahead and put my matchlock on his general, and just start bringing in the cap to do these hammer and anvil attacks, as well as hitting his general and his matchlock units. Oh, there's his general right there, actually just died. So now I have my cap disrupt his matchlocks, while my infantry clean up the rest of his lines. And, you know, since my guys are starting to look a little weak and wavering, I decided to go ahead and start throwing in these Yari Ashigaru to help my lines out. They'll just reinforce their morale while my cav are back here doing these hammer and anvil attacks. And you see my matchlocks are just free to shoot whatever they want. So even though he brought heavy cav to this fight, or heavy gunners as it was, you know, they really just did not have an opportunity to do the damage that, you know, he was probably hoping to get out of them. And here my lines are looking a little weak again, and I can send in these Yari Ashigaru to, you know, reinforce my flanks and surround him. Meanwhile, I have my matchlocks over here helping out this loansword unit. So all in all, it was a pretty good brush battle. I think my strategy held up well. My opponent wasn't expecting it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll go ahead and show you the stats. Alright, so here's the results for that battle. You can see I deployed 1,860 units. My opponent deployed 1,950. I had 1,150 losses with 1,499 kills. And look at the kill count. My loanswords definitely took it, followed by my Great Guard and my other loansword. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time.